Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Eris, for always doing the mod things. And good morning, Christine and Little Peanut and Wolfram. Thank you for wiping your paws always when you come in. Fry could learn a great deal. Even if you go to the dark side, just teaching him to wipe his paws would be wonderful. Welcome, Little Peanut. Apparently, apparently we're having a little bit of an issue with Rumble. I don't know why, because I don't have technical stuff. So who knows? So we will not have Rumble today. Sorry for the Rumblers. I have no idea why. Uh Look, it is what it is at this particular point. uh Good morning, JKD Buck. Good morning, Sal. Welcome, welcome. I have you guys on this screen because I have to warn you that the footage we are about to see may be startling and well, I'm on X and I'm usually on X, but for some reason Rumble is being a complete butthole. So, as I am not tech savvy, I'll have to figure that out for the nightly stream tonight. I am sorry, Rumbly people. Uh, I'm going to send them a message. Unfortunately, yes, I do. That's exactly what it is. So, in our first story, we have a flying defendant. It is not the flying nun. Apparently, Sally Field has no part in this. And in an effort to show the judge that he should be given parole instead of prison time, this defendant decided to do this. I have decided to show the video footage. We do have sound. I do have it turned up, so uh, hopefully it shouldn't come in super hot, but gird your ear holes. I don't know how this is going to come over. It doesn't sound super loud on my earbuds, but you know, he does use some language. It might be upsetting. So here you go.
I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court.
Now, all I have to say after that is that court reporter better get all of the coffee. I don't know. He might better get some muffins. I'm just saying. Let's go to the actual article here. A shocking news video or new video shows a man who was in the process of getting sentenced in a Las Vegas courtroom launch himself over the judge's bench and attack her. Where in the hell were the bailiffs? And also, is this man working for any defensive line people? Because that man done launched himself like 5 feet vertically in the air. Look, I am not saying that if any one of my family members were ever injured, would I fly that high to get to someone who attacked them, but agility training. So he launched himself over the judge's bench to attack her. And the gentleman you see, you know, basically bear hug him and, you know, release him from really assaulting the judge is the court reporter. So deputize the court reporter. I don't know, give him a medal of commendation. I don't know what the heck was going on. Where were, I mean, remember the Reese, what's his face with the weird, you know, kind of, it looked like he had maggots in his hair. He had the weird head, the Dibbity head, and we had like 500-pound court bailiff and Old Man River court bailiff. Where were the deputies for this dude? So, Clark County District Court Judge Mary Kay Holthus tried to take cover when, I'm going to say his name is Deborah, Deborah Redden yelled out expletives during the sentencing and ran at her. Look, you guys pronounce this name, because I'm going with Deborah, because look, he done tried to assault a judge. And maybe this is why he's mad, because his parents named him Deborah. Seems like that could make a kid mad. Chaos then ensued as at least 3 other men in the courtroom struggled to put Redden away from the judge. One of them, who could be a court clerk, is captured repeatedly hitting the combative Redden, and you know someone is going to complain about that later. Some woman with Kool-Aid hair is going to get on the TV or Reddit or Twitter, and she's gonna be like, I can't believe they had to hit him so many times. He was just trying to fight for freedom. Later, a woman is heard saying, please God, please God, please Jesus, as the judge remains on the floor. Redden, 30, was at a hearing for a charge of attempted battery with substantial bodily harm. Past behavior is often a predictor of future behavior. I don't know who said it. Authorities say the judge suffered minor injuries, while courtroom marshal suffered a bleeding gash on his forehead and a dislocated shoulder, according to the Associated Press. Good morning, when blessed Nana. Quote, we commend the heroic acts of her staff, law enforcement, and all others who subdued the defendant. No, this gentleman over here, the court reporter, needs to like have all the days off, maybe get a spa visit, free drinks, like a muffin basket, all the things. I am just saying. Also, 10 to 1, this dude is going to come in like the Hannibal, dolly to his next court appearance. District Court spokeswoman Mary Ann Price told USA Today in a statement, the court remains committed to a safe and secure courthouse and courtrooms. Can we please get shock shackle? Can we at least see him in shock shackles? Can we at least get a demonstration? I know. What the actual Schnell? I mean, this is... Also, this man has gotten so used to getting parole for violent felonies that the fact that this judge was like, no, he is not going to get parole for a violent felony, that he got so upset he was willing to launch himself over. I think this is a systemic problem if we want to use one of these, the year of 2024 of our Lord, current year kind of language. He has gotten to the point where he is so used to judges giving him, well, we're going to give him parole, or we're going to put him in a deferment program, or things like that, that he got so upset that she was actually going to put him in jail. I mean, that's basically what she was telling his lawyer right before he decided to go full on, Spider-Man / Superman. We are reviewing all of our protocols and will do whatever is necessary to protect the judiciary, the public, and our employees. Call me crazy, but I thought that the, courtroom, y'all would be, used to dealing with criminals and you would have procedures in place. I didn't figure you would be working on the fly. Voters elected Holthus to the bench in 2018 after she worked for the district attorney's office for over 27 years, including 16 years as a prosecutor on the Special Victims Unit, according to the district court's website. What did Judge Holthus say before the attack? Before the attack, Redding's attorney asked if Holthus would grant their client probation, according to the local station KLAS TV. Quote, I appreciate that, but I think it's time he gets a taste of something else because just can't with that history. Holthus said right before Redden yelled expletives and jumped over the courtroom bench to attack her. Again, I am really irritated. Redden had pled guilty to and been convicted of 3 felony charges, including attempted theft in 2015, battery with substantial bodily harm in 2018, and battery constituting domestic violence in 2021, according to the Las Vegas Review-Journal. So in all of these times, he had gotten probation, parole, or deferment sort of programs. And he was so used to these kind of things for, violent acts that when he was finally held accountable, he had a toddler tantrum. I mean, this is ridiculous. The fact that our criminal justice system was like violent, meh, meh, meh. And then when someone finally held him accountable, he lost his doggone mind. I am so beyond irritated. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you look like. I don't care any of that. I care what you do. And if you do something wrong, you need to pay restitution. I don't care. Call me crazy, but your actions speak much louder than whoever the heck you are on the outside. I don't care. Good morning, my mini-me 67, and good morning, Sarah Adams. So in 2016, the court convicted him of a misdemeanor charge of battery. He was also convicted of a misdemeanor charge of destruction of property in 2023. Redding pleaded guilty in November to a charge of attempted battery with substantial bodily harm, which brought him to court on Wednesday, the Journal reported. He had been booked to the Clark County Detention Center, where he now faces charge of battery on a protected person, resulting in substantial bodily harm, as well as 2 counts of battery on a protected person. Yeah, look, I have not yet. I have been trying to organize all the streams and get everything going and take down Christmas stuff, because we still have Christmas stuff up. But I am getting there. I have gotten I know you're going to be shocked. I have gotten sidetracked. So, shockingly, I do not think he's going to get parole. But I could be crazy. Crazier things have happened in Vegas. On more interesting news, we may have a little bit of more information about the pregnant teen Savannah Soto and her boyfriend Matthew Guerrera. Dennis Heaton, how many times has Mr. Mo said, I need your help upstairs, keep the wig on? Not as many times. But that does remind me. So you guys have on X, I put up the new, oh, for the love of Cheetos. I love my new pen that I got. It's a fountain pen because I love very, very fine writing instruments. But it takes a little bit for it to warm up because of course it does. And if you don't put the cap back on right after you use it, like me, because I am, well, perpetually sidetracked as per usual. He has rarely said that. He does ask, you're keeping all the receipts so we can claim those on our taxes. And I say yes. And then I remember to remind him that I'm using the credit card, so we have all the receipt. Sal, I'm not putting that up. But he does wonder about my wigs. He does not ask. But we might have some information. It looks like there might have been a break in the case. Teen and his dad have been arrested in the shooting deaths of pregnant teen Savannah Soto, 18, and her boyfriend Matthew Guerrera. A 19-year-old and his father were arrested and charged Wednesday night in connection to the murders of pregnant teen Savannah Soto and her boyfriend, who were gunned down in a drug deal gone bad last month, police said. Christopher Picado, 19, and his father, Ramon Picado, 53, were nabbed by San Antonio police more than a week after the young woman and her beau were killed with gunshots to the head. This is so incredibly sad. I mean, look, whatever the case, what a pointless reason to take lives. I don't get it. A father and son should understand the bond that a mother and a child would have and not want to sever that. But I don't, ugh, I just ugh to all of them. And I think this is appropriate for both of them. Just both. Just ew. They were nabbed by San Antonio police. So they were charged with capital murder so Christopher, the younger 19-year-old, was charged with capital murder while Ramon is facing charges of abuse of a corpse. With more charges pending. It appears to be narcotic-related deal gone bad. The police sergeant Washington Moscoso said during a press briefing late Wednesday. And unfortunately, I have a feeling that this is going to turn the families of, both of the victims against each other, which, unfortunately, the boyfriend did seem to be in a lot of bad things. But regardless of whatever he was in, the mother has lost a child. The family has lost the future that grandchild was going to have. And it's awful all around. Soto vanished on December 22nd, a day before she was scheduled to be induced for labor. I guess my question is, why did she have to go with the boyfriend? And the boyfriend was also there are many, many things that I want to say that are probably not, they won't help any situation. They would just be verbal vomit. Oh my gosh. I am so jealous. I would love one. I don't need one. I would love one. That's the But I would love one of those. That would be awesome. The little clicky clacky. Yeah. I I do wish that they had been able to save the child. She was reported, so this just goes into kind of how they found things. It's a sad story all around, and unfortunately, I think finding the people that did this, while it's going to bring closure to who did it, it's not going to bring any sort of closure to the families as far as the grieving and anything. It's just it's just going to bring more grief. And it's terrible all around. Look, don't get into drugs. Don't get into drugs. Don't. Pretty much me too. And look, from experience, and this is all I'm saying about it because it's from experience. If you are with someone who is addicted or in to nefarious things, the person you loved in the beginning who wasn't into those things, you are no longer with that person. You are no longer with that person. The person that is into those illicit things, that is their main focus. you can see glimpses and pieces of the person you used to be with, but don't stay for the hope that you're going to bring that person back. If there are children, please consider, and I know it's very tough to think about, consider getting out, because staying to try to find that person, if they're not ready or willing to fight that addiction, it's heart-wrenching. It's hell. It's hell. It's pure hell. It destroys your spirit, and it puts you in a lot of dangerous places. No, you're fine. It's just, well, I don't know that she was addicted to substances. I would keep her away from anything beyond macrame. You know, I'd treat her like Charlene, if you will. So, yeah, I mean, just consider that the addiction is always going to be stronger in their thought process than anything else. And that's heart-wrenching, that is, soul-crushing, but if there are children involved, you have to put them first, and unfortunately, sometimes that means leaving that relationship, and that is really, really, really tough, and I can speak from experience. It does really, really suck all the donkey balls, but addiction does put you in really, really unsafe situations. So just consider. In There is a lot of talk of toxic masculinity, but I did see this and it kind of really jumped out at me. A quote, jumped in front of my son and took the bullet. Pregnant wife says husband died protecting family from intruders who said they were wanting a plunger. I have felt that for a long time. I I really have. I have slowly had more grace for people because I've run into people who have fought their addictions, but yeah, I have a hard time sometimes. Really hard time. But I'm trying. A wife says her husband died when he took a bullet for their 4-year-old son after two men broke into their Dallas home. Dallas police said in a press release that officers were dispatched around 2:40 p.m. into an apartment complex Saturday in the Pleasant Grove area on the city's east side for a shooting. Police arrived to find Juvenile Antero shot. Police say two men barged into the home, shot the 24-year-old, and fled. Suspects have not been arrested. Antero's wife, Elizabeth Cardenas, if they're married, why didn't she take his last name? Okay, that's beside the point. Sorry. Described the ordeal to multiple media outlets. She said the family was inside the apartment when she heard a knock, so she went to answer the door where she saw two men. They were asking for help. They were wanting a plunger, Cardenas told ABC affiliate WFAA. Well, I mean, well, cheese is awesome. As long as it's not American cheese or Velveeta, but like Velveeta not in a dip. Like if it's just the block of Velveeta and you're eating that, I will judge you. But anything else, you'll be okay. Yeah, I don't. Well, people who ate Taco Bell before, I don't. People who ate White Castle. You only rent White Castle for a very short time. That's when they forced their way inside, she said, and one of them had a force multiplier. Quote, he points the force multiplier at my son. My husband jumped in front of my son and took the bullet for my son. My husband was able to. okay, this does sound a little made up. I mean, so your husband, look, I do tell people to stay strapped, but then after taking a freedom seed, your husband was able to fire back, defend our family, and defend your son. I mean, it could happen. Uh, Cardenas told the NBC affiliate KXAS. Cardenas says she saw her husband getting shot. He said, they hit me, I'm going to die, I don't want to die here, said Cardenas. Medical personnel took Antero to the hospital where he passed away. Now Cardenas is left raising their 4-year-old along with another child along the way. She is 11 weeks pregnant. The two were planning this week to hear the heartbeat and get sonogram photos, she said. My son keeps asking me when his dad is going to be alive again, things that no child is supposed to witness or supposed to ask. I don't wish this on anyone, Cardenas said to KXAS. There are no words, no words. No one's words can comfort me, you know. The detective didn't let me touch his body or hold his hands. He was evidence. Yeah. Something about this doesn't seem quite kosher. I don't want to. Mm, I think there might on balance be more to this story, but regardless of whether there is more to this story on balance, no one should have to see their loved one, regardless of whatever shenanigans they are into or not into, unalived in their house. No child should have to see that. No. And you know what? If she wants to look, when people pass away, sometimes it's easier to see them as all the good parts and none of the bad. And that is completely okay. I mean, sometimes that's just how you have to deal. And people, people deal different ways. And that's just how I have come to realize that's how people deal. In other news, apparently this is what you do in Brazil. Brazilian YouTubers have built the world's tallest popsicle stick structure. Because reasons. I don't know. But I figured we needed a palate cleanser. A pair of Brazilian YouTubers broke a Guinness Book World Record by erecting, phrasing, a 78.1-foot tower made of popsicle stick. Duct Tape and Holy Water Productions makes no responsibility for the butchering of these names. Iber Ternero and Marie Flosario, host of the educational YouTube channel Manuel de Mundo, led the efforts to assemble the world's tallest popsicle stick structure in Sao Paulo. The host said it took them a team of 16 people to accomplish the feat. The most challenging part was to put the tower up. Well, no crap, Sherlock. I would think it would be, making someone eat the gross, disgusting yellow popsicles. I, I mean, yes, that would be like telling the people from the Hoover Dam, the hardest part was making the dam. You don't say, Cletus. It was too tall and had a lot of fragile connections. It broke 3 times before we could put it up and fell shortly after due to the wind. Luckily, the measurements could be done just in time. The structure took the record from a 41-foot 1-inch one in Raymond, Alberta, Canada in June 2023. Sal, I'm pretty sure that I could see that happening. See, you're working on your dad stories already. You'll make a great father. Good morning, Phoenix Fire. And because I love it so much, and the tuft of justice needs more lauding, and Jay Hatch needs to be told to sit down and shut up because I love it. The hospital that medically kidnapped Maya Kowalski loses a motion for a new trial over juror allegations. And can we say that I will be. Now, I have been looking through this. Now, I don't know who saw the juror number one, but juror number one came in the most Florida man of Florida man outfits. And I am trying to find, he had. Now, Judge Carroll has like the tuft of justice, and juror number one has the kind of hair all around, but a sea of baldness in the middle. So I believe I have found a memorial because, look, juror number one needs to be memorialized in awesomeness. And I think I'm going to embiggen myself. I believe I have picked this particular picture to memorialize him because I haven't found exactly a picture that just matches him, but I believe I will be coloring and hanging him up on, you know, people of Walmart as a tribute because his outfit was just phenomenal. I think he had, I want to say, an aubergine night jacket, uh, a highly patterned shirt, a hippo tattoo with his wedding date, a pocket square that matched nothing. His hair was, kind of a blonde and then frosted tips. I mean, the entire thing was glorious. It was, I have my Halloween costume. I mean, Goodwill, watch out. I am coming for you. That is my Halloween costume. Like, it is on. Best outfit ever. Best dressed. But let's continue. I'm just saying, best outfit ever. He dressed for the, absurdity of this particular interview. The Florida hospital that was recently found civilly liable and incredibly crybaby for medically kidnapping a young girl to the point that it drove her mother to self-delete lost its first bid for a new trial on Wednesday afternoon, and they could not stop crying. He was Guy Fieri. Yes, he was. He was. The new trial motion was based on shocking allegations of juror misconduct allegedly committed by juror number one. Chief among those claims was the notion that the juror had an extreme dislike for one of the defense witnesses, a hospital employee named Sally Smith. Well, let's be honest, Sally Smith makes everyone dislike that. It's not, she's just generally unlikable. She has a general air of, cuntiness. It's not my fault. Allegedly. Don't come at me. In a headline generating filing, John Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg alleged that juror number one likened Sally Smith to Mr. Hankety Clankety, a struggling Austrian painter from, circa 1933, because he used the kiss S's when he was writing his notes. Y'all do not want to see my notes. My notes are ad hominem attacks for most things. Okay, I will let you guys on a little secret because I don't think that my HOA people watch this, but I used to go because I absolutely hate my HOA, and they made the mistake of basically annoying me. And they were like, well, if you don't like the HOA, people should come to the meetings. And I was like, okay, I'll come to the meetings. And they mistakenly thought that I was a lawyer because I just like to take a bunch of notes. And 90% of my notes are personal attacks and making fun of people. But the president actually thought I was a lawyer. So my lawyer friend would come up and say, what the hell are you taking notes about? I'm like, angry eyebrows has drawn on her eyebrows, super angry tonight. And douche face is babbling on again. But it helps me remember what they're actually saying, which is weird. But he would get really, really confused. And then I have like a bunch of colored pencils and, you know, uh, post-it notes, and I have binders and everything. But I basically just did it to be a pain in the ass because don't mess with a fake redhead. Anywho, if you're watching this, Frank, yes, I just did it to be a pain in the ass. Before the hearing, the court severely cabined the line of questioning that the juror could be subjected to, entirely short-circuiting the hospital's efforts to bring up the whole, 1930s thing. I thought they should bring up the Kiss thing, like, he likes Kiss. We're much more AC/DC. I did mean pencils of color. I meant non-binary pencils of color. Oh my God, Sal, I would vote for you. Out of state, of course. Oh, I went to HOA meetings, took copious notes, pretending, well, look, they thought I was a lawyer for a while. I didn't disabuse them of the notion. They thought I might be, getting ready to sue them. Again, I didn't disabuse them of this, but I think they would have had a better idea had they said, he likes Kiss, and we're more of an AC/DC fan. The questioning began with Judge Hunter W. Carroll showing the juror a court filing submitted by his then wife in 2002. Both agreed the case was more or less over before it began. The juror was served. His then wife never showed up for a scheduled hearing. That 20-plus year filing had something to do with minors because the couple had 3 children at the time, the judge and juror established. Carroll asked juror number 1 some pointed questions. First, the judge wanted to know if the Florida Department of Children and Families had any involvement with 3 minor children. The juror said he did not. Then the judge asked if DCFS ever sheltered his children. Again, the answer from the juror was no. Their first supplemental motion for a new trial, the hospital attorneys argue that juror number 1, quote, may have harbored ill feelings toward DCFS. Look, every person who has normal feelings harbors. Look, anyone who has any sort of cognitive, feelings and has looked at the Department of Human, Child Services and the fact that they seem to unalive more children than they seem to save harbors ill feelings towards them. But he said he didn't. So the judge then asked the juror if but at the time that the Kowalskis filed their lawsuits, if he had any strongly held opinions about DCF. The juror said he did not. The judge got slightly more specific. How about the government's ability to remove children from the care of their parents? Carroll asked. The juror replied, no opinion at all. An even shorter series of inquiries concerned the Sarasota-based attorney named Deborah Salisbury, who represented the Kowalski family while Maya was still being kept away from her family. The hospital claims that Salisbury represented or was otherwise involved in the juror's current wife's case during 2007. That case did not include the juror. He married his wife in 2016. In response to Carol's question, the juror said he did not know Salisbury and had never heard about her until all Children's made their allegations in new trial motions, and said that he has, to his knowledge, never been around Salisbury in any kind of official proceeding. Questioning then turned to wider, more specific issues about instructions Carol gave to jurors when the proceedings began. In response to a question, juror number 1 said he followed all the court's instruction. Pressed by the judge, the juror said he did not speak with anyone, including his wife, about the case while it was in process. Earlier efforts by the hospital to win a new trial include allegations that juror number 1 shared information about the case with his wife, who then shared information online in pro-plaintiff communities. Suck it, John Hopkins. For the love of all that is holy, do not go to Reddit to get information. Are you able to tell me for sure that your wife or no one else or no one gave you any information about this case at all? Carol asked. No one, the juror replied. I did not seek out any information. Other questions about outside information, either coming or going, resulted in the juror saying that he did not obtain any information about the case while it was going on in any way. Specifically, when he was asked, he said he never saw the website of one of Maya's primary care physicians, stressing that he neither searched for it himself or saw it when someone else searched for it. With the juror outside the room, the hospital asked for a few additional questions to be leveled against juror number 1. An attorney for the hospital explained that the juror's wife came into the court one day, which pisses me off because one of Shapiro's wife, one of the plaintiffs, one of the defendant's wives, so one of the hospital lawyer's wife was in attendance most days of the trial, but they made a big deal about one of the jurors' wives being in the courtroom because they are grasping at straws. And the hospital wanted the judge to inquire as to whether, 1, the juror had any discussions with her about her attendance beforehand, 2, whether the juror saw his wife in the court that day, 3, whether the juror and his wife communicated in any way during the trial that day, 4, whether they had lunch together that day, and 5, whether or not the couple talked about the proceedings after the fact. An attorney for the Kowalski family objected to all the questions offered by All Children's, noting that the court did not order anyone to be mute with their wife or not look at their wife. We believe all these questions are completely inappropriate and lead us nowhere. The plaintiff's attorney said. The judge did pare the questions down a bit. Upon returning to the stand, the juror and judge established the man's wife appeared in court the day before he dyed his hair orange for Halloween. It was just one day. It was one day, and I love that he dyed his hair orange for Halloween. This man might be my spirit animal. I mean, if it turns out that he has wigs, we might be best friends. I mean, I'm just saying. He's a snappy dresser. He has all the awesome pocket squares. He dresses for the absurdity of the occasion. I'm here for it. Definitely. He's going to dress up as me for Halloween. I'm going to dress up as him. I just need to reach out to him on Twitters and figure it out. Then Carol asked the juror if he knew his wife was coming to court that day. He said he did know she was coming. The juror said his wife expressed interest in attending that same morning, and he acknowledged her request. He said, "I'm fine with it." And that was the end of the conversation. The juror said there was no communication between himself and his wife, visual or non-visual, in the court that day. Now, here's the deal. The juror explained that he has um, diabetes and it affects his eyes. Thank you, Sarah Adams, for gifting a membership. And let me see who that went to because I don't have that pulled up because I am a genius as per usual. Doo-doo-doo. And that went to Dennis. So basically, he has different glasses for different things. So when he was in the courtroom, he was wearing his um, reading glasses so that he could read the things. And he wasn't wearing his driving glasses so he could see figures. But if his wife was giving him the, their guilty signals, maybe she was blinking in Morse code or something. Uh, you know, it was basically they are trying everything. These people sat there, they listened to the case, and this is what they voted, and they are just so upset that they didn't vote the way they wanted to, and they're trying every trick. And the sad thing is that I've said it before and I'll say it again. These barnacles, these people that will not let this go, these people that are raging for the machine, will now watch Maya for the rest of their lives, and be quick to point and post every time Maya is having a good day or Maya is pushing through the pain, or maybe the Kowalskis have a great day, or maybe they become good friends with juror number one, because he looks like an awesome dude and he likes hippos, and so they become, good friends. And now every time she has a happy moment or every time she looks like she's having fun, she is going to be put up and said, "Oh my gosh, she doesn't really have pain. Look, she tricked this poor hospital." And ironically, the hospital who's going to say they're so broke and they won't be able to help the poor children is going to be spending butt tons of money to protest this, spending all this money to give to the families. They're going to be appealing and appealing. We don't have the money to pay, but we sure have the money to appeal. I would say Snake Island, but I have a feeling the snakes aren't going to take these people. In other news, and I think we need to bring this sport around. I think I could be great with this and or very dangerous. How teen sensation Luke Littler took the world of darts by storm. Also, this gentleman does not look 16. I'm This is the same at my oh, okay, sorry. Eris, I was like, "Oh crap. What did I do to my audio?" Um, this is the same at my daughter's high school. We have kids that look 12, like boys that look 12, and that boys that look like 43. And I'm like, I'm gonna need to see your birth certificate. We have a Al Borland uh convention here because some of them have beards and flannel, and I am like, okay, 12, 12, 107. What is going on here? Okay. So I think I could be very good at darts because it just requires standing there, but it's also putting me in charge of throwing sharp things, and I think I could be very dangerous. So I have a feeling that I probably shouldn't try it. Precocious dart phenom Luke Littler has been shot out of a cannon onto the global stage. Littler, who is just 16. Okay, you got to tell me what we're putting in the dairy products, because I'm pretty sure this guy is really close to getting a pension. Lost 7-4 to Luke Humphreys in the final of the World's Dart Champion at Alexandria Place, known to rowdy fans of the dart world as Ali Pally, in North London on Wednesday. It capped off a remarkable run as the youngest champion on record is Mark van Gruen, who won the event at 24 years old in 2014. The previous youngest runner-up was Kirk Shepard, who was 21 when he lost the final in 2008. Okay, we need to discuss what's going on in England. Y'all's young people are looking older. Now, I don't identify as being mature enough to be an adult, but nicknamed the Nuke Littler takes home a prize of £200,000 or $253,000 in freedom dollars, while Humphrey's share for winning is £500,000 or $633,000, according to the Daily Mail. While Littler's rise was stunning to the general public, he was in some ways groomed for his destiny. A viral video that made rounds earlier in the tournament shows Littler throwing darts when he was only 18 months old. Who gave this boy darts when he was 18 months old? Also, no, this would be a terrible idea to give Griffin darts. I was thinking I have a market opportunity, but then I'm thinking I know my son, and darts would end up... Look, there'd be 3 kids with eye patches. That's all I'm thinking. Same. When I'm the voice of reason, I'm always shocked. You know what? My Mini 67, I will say, as an ungrateful colonist, I am willing to rejoin the monarchy for Bakewell tarts. Look, those things are my downfall. They're delicious. They're wonderful. I have them in my freezer right now because I'm trying to be better and not eat like a drunken toddler. But those things are glorious. I don't know who figured them out, but oh my gosh. Another photo posted by Littler's mother, Lisa, last July showcases a photo the family took when the top hit his first bullseye. Oh, but he looks kind of cross-eyed. I mean, I'm sorry, that's not nice. Well, I mean, he does, though. I know, that's all I need. I do have a pudding mold. I bought it. I want to make one. By 3 years old, Littler was mimicking the celebration of his idol, Raymond van Barneveld? In a truly surreal moment, Littler defeated Van Barneveld, now 56, in round 16 of the present tournament. Littler reportedly got his first darts board when he was 4 years old and has been winning adult tournaments since he was 14, starting with the Irish Open in 2021 before adding victories in the British Open, Modest Super Series twice, Romanian Open, and Gibraltar Open, per the Daily Mail. Perhaps not that face. Look, I'm just... Oh, okay. I shouldn't laugh. I do love a sport where you can be a little bit not in shape. I do like a sport because look, I'm a little bit not in shape. I would have maybe gone a size up on the polo, but sir, you almost won. You'll win next year. He has taken on a cult status for his personality away from the dart sport as well, opting for celebrity doner kebabs. Th- okay, that sounds. I'm not even. Doner kebabs sounds really interesting. After his victories with ham and cheese omelet and pizza before his matches. Originally built in 1870s, Ali Pali began hosting the World Darts Championships in 2007. We are definitely watching the World's Darts Champion on ESPN, the Ocho. Also, does it look like he did his eyebrows? Those look penciled in, y'all. I'm just, as a person who has to pencil in her eyebrows because they're blonde as heck, I am saying we pencil next time, pencil in the beard too, sir. I'm just saying if you have blondish stuff, no one will notice. They have blonder, it'll we'll talk. We'll chat. Look, I'm clear too. They have products now that are for like Alberny, so we'll get you hooked up. It'll be fine. I don't know what a doner kebab is. It sounds interesting. We'll talk because I don't know what a doner kebab is, but it doesn't sound good. The crowds are wild. If you watch the videos of the competition with your eyes closed, you can easily imagine the constant barrage of chants happening in an English Premier League game. All right, we are Oh, is that what that looks... All right, we are looking up what a doner kebab is later. Ah, interesting. We will send that over to his publicist. An unsuspecting parent described on a message board what it was like to happen upon the scene. Quote, "We went to Ali Pali before Christmas, but to go into the theater to watch A Christmas Carol was so different, part of the venue, but we're unfortunate to be traveling on the same train as the darts crowd," Mom's Net poster Edwin Bear wrote on the forum Wednesday. Oh no, Helen Lovejoy, I can just tell. Quote, "The behavior was absolutely shocking. Huge crowds of adults dressed up like ketchup and mustard bottles, beef eaters, traffic cones, etc., all absolutely wasted already, swigging cans of beer, shouting, jeering, and chanting. Just awful. They're all vulnerable people around here on the train. Just terrible. Sorry for my English accent. It's terrible. I've only listened to Harry Potter. Well, and Sky News, which is probably not the best English. Well, GB News right now, so One former champion, Gwern Pierce, admitted to Sky Sports that he almost set out this year's tournament because he was, quote, "a bit apprehensive that the crowd would be on my back, but he overcame his concern and was relieved that the audience was more receptive to him this year. The fans have unsurprisingly taken a major liking to Littler, chanting at him, 'You've got school in the morning,' after wins." Captain, I don't know how you like things on Twitter. I rarely understand how Twitter works, though. But you all, we are watching the next, we are watching ESPN, the Ocho, we are watching the next darts championship because I think I could win at darts. And I'm pretty sure the youngest, most feral one is gonna be phenomenal at darts. I mean, let's be honest. What's a few eye patches on a family? We could be pirates. I mean, I can't look, we're not musical. I can't turn us into the Partridge Family. We can be a family of traveling dart players. Now, on to Mo's musings at the end of the show, and then you guys will be sent over to EU. I think they are doing the Becky stuff for the Murdaugh case, or we're going to take up curling. But I have decided to get a little bit more serious about my health and stuff. And look, I have struggled with the reality that I have to take a bunch of medications. So I finally broke down and bought this thing. So it's a monthly pill doodad, and it's got all of your month. You just, put it in, and it's all in foam so they don't fall out. But it's really nice, and I think it's about $20. No, it's just a pill holder. But it's nice that it's got 4 different, or 3 different morning, afternoon, night. And it's just nice that you can have all of your monthly stuff. I can just do it once a month because I am going to be very honest with you. If I don't put it, if I don't, sit down and put everything in all at once, I will forget my noon doses half the time. I'll forget my evening. So I sat down and I was like, you are going to be a better adult this year. In theory, at least for the first week. Or things like that. So Lyrica, I have 5 to 6 I have to take during a day. And it'll change just depending. I have an antibiotic I have to take right now for now I know how I would look with a square jaw, which is good. Yes, so Lyrica, the gabapentin didn't work for me as much. So Lyrica is my friend right now. But instead of fighting everything, I talked to Mr. Mo and said, I am going to get this monthly thing and get that. So I figured, it was really nice and I would share it with you. I think it's about $30 on Amazon. I will try to find the linkity link and put it in the description of this and put it in. But it's really you know it's for the nerve pain, nerve issues. It's for the nerve pain. So that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to help with that. And it's basically what they are doing right now for that. As I'm waiting for the ganglion, the whatever back injection they're waiting for. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, it's so I don't know if anyone else needs it, but to be honest, I figure if anyone else, and I know a lot of people do have chronic issues, that's what it is. Yes. I'm getting bilateral ones. Oh, well. But so if you do have chronic issues, if you like to get all your meds done in for 1 month, and just I will look into that, Captain Have Fun. I am definitely trying to take more proactive measures with my health. So last year was definitely about avoiding a lot of stuff with my health. So this year is about being proactive. So um, I did want to share that with you guys and, let you know that you can find it on Amazon. I did like that they're all kind of neatly stuffed in their own little cubby so that if I drop it, because I do tend to drop a lot of things. uh, well, don't go to Cracker Barrel. Well, the weekly ones, I don't know. Something about this face tells people, tell me your weird things that tell me your peen issues. I kid you not. Something about this face is like, the weirdness that you never want to tell anyone? Tell me. Yeah, no, Rumble is not working today. I don't know what it is. It is something has gone wrong with it. I will have to figure it out with my limited tech skills. So I'm going to start my computer and restart it. That is my that is yeah. I'll tell you a story. So right when I first got CRPS, I was looking at um biofeedback stuff and I was calling different biofeedback people, and I got in touch with one guy and I was desperately trying to get off the phone. And some people, for being in touch with his body, didn't seem to understand I was trying to get off the phone. And he launched into a story. I kid you not, never have met this man, never went into his office, but he started talking about how he had biofeedbacked his ureter into self-dilating and birthing his own kidney stone. Uh, a CRPS is what Maya has, so it's complex regional pain syndrome. It affects my left leg up to my hip. And no, you do not. So from my foot to my knee, I feel like I have freezer burn most of the time. And then from my knee to my hip, I feel like I have sunburn and lightning strikes. So not as much fun as it sounds, but I do get a handicap sticker soon. So there are plus sizes, and I get to wear these really cool Pentecostal workout skirts, which makes it really, really fun to go into a liquor store. Yeah. So, yeah, so I was like, well, sir, I'm glad your stone passed, and did you mount it? Also, I want to be done with this conversation. I need an adult. It's like, where is the adult in this conversation? I never want to be a part of this conversation. And I get home and my husband is like, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "Why? What is it about my face that makes people want to tell me about their dongs?" Because this is a reoccurring thing. I'm just like, I have never, I don't want to know. I've never wanted to know. I completely understand. That is why I could work with children and I can't work with adult, because I definitely that it was, yeah, it was the west side or the east side. I picked the wrong one. I should have gone Tupac, or was it Biggie? I don't remember, as I am well versed in the rap community. Well, you guys, I do have to go to the boys' school to sign some paperwork for the IEP stuff, which is always fun. Eris, it is never the stories we want to hear, ever. Like, the money and the safe is buried, here. It's always, let me tell you about this one time I went swinging with your grandpa. And it's like, no, grandma, I never needed to. Nope. I I'm fine. I never needed to know. Nope. On that note, have a wonderful day. You guys, it is the 4th. We are almost done with the first week of January. We are trying to cram all the crazy into the first week. Don't overexert yourself, you know, 2024. We've got a whole year to cover. The absurd will wait. Make sure to head on over to Excited Utterance. They will be covering the Murdaugh trial and all of that craziness. I might pop in when I get back. I will be working on some comedy shorts when I get back, and then maybe I will be filming from my laptop near the fire. I don't know. I have to set that up. We don't know. My tech skills. It'll be awesome or it won't be. Have a wonderful day. Say something nice to yourself. Say something nice to someone else. Eris, just walk away slowly, chuck some chocolate at someone, and then go hide in the bathroom. That's what I do, but I have to keep the door open because Fry, if I close the door, he thinks that I've I've left and he starts crying. So that's my only advice.